Hey legal studs! In this video, I'll go through a past exam question on civil remedies. But first, a quick note on content. There are 5 things you need to know well. 1. The overall purpose of civil remedies. 2. A definition of damages. 3. The 7 types of damages. 4. A definition of injunctions. And 5. The 2 types of injunctions. There's so much content there, and you'll need to use really specific wording when explaining each civil remedy. My advice for this section is to write the information down on flip cards and constantly test yourself. If you do that enough, the information will stick. Now, onto the exam question. In 2012, students were given this statement and 4-mark question. One of the purposes of damages as a civil remedy is to restore the plaintiff to the position that he or she was in before the wrong occurred. Discuss the extent to which damages achieve this purpose. As it's a 4-mark question, you should identify 4 key points, and since it includes the word extent, the question invites you to argue both ways. In the criminal sanctions section of legal studies, you learn that different sanctions are appropriate for different offences. It's the same here. Different remedies are appropriate for different situations. That's what I'll argue in my sample answer. Damages are a monetary amount awarded to the plaintiff when it is found that the defendant has wronged them. In cases where the defendant has a debt owing or hasn't paid the plaintiff enough wages, damages can restore the plaintiff to the position they were in prior to the wrong occurring. The losing party also generally has to pay the winner's legal costs. However, money cannot truly compensate for non-monetary losses. A plaintiff will file a civil action against a defendant for a number of reasons: injury, mental harm, physical harm, illness. In these cases, the court has to decide how much money a non-monetary loss is worth. This cannot be calculated exactly and can never truly restore the plaintiff to the position they were in prior to the infringement of their rights. Even if the defendant deprived the plaintiff of money, the plaintiff still has to go through the legal process to recover it. This can take up a lot of time and create a lot of stress, and there is no way to properly compensate for that. Finally, damages will be inappropriate if the defendant doesn't have money to pay the plaintiff. The court can order damages to be paid, but nothing can be done if the defendant actually cannot pay them. Therefore, damages do not always achieve their main purpose. There you go. Those are 4 clear points which answer the question, followed by an overall concluding statement. There are a couple of other points you could raise if the question was worth more marks. 1. That injunctions could do a better job of compensating the plaintiff. Injunctions can stop or compel an action. Therefore, they can force the defendant to restore the plaintiff to the position they were in prior to the infringement. 2. The Wrongs Act, which legislates civil remedies, sometimes places limits on the amount of damages that can be awarded, meaning that the plaintiff mightn't be able to be fully compensated. There's a lot of information you can discuss on the topic of civil remedies, so make sure you revise it well before your SAC and exam. Good luck and happy studying!